Welcome to Bond for the Trades, a home service podcast. I'm your host, Mandeep. All right, folks, today's guest didn't just start a tech company, he literally built it in a plumber's office. That's right. From commuting 4 hours a day to working side by side with contractors, he and his team created an AI platform that's shaking up the home service industry. He is the co founder and CEO of Broccoli AI. And if you think artificial intelligence is just for big tech, think again. This guy is bringing it to the trades in a big way. AJ Jain and Marcel, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Mandy, for having us. Very excited to uh, talk a bit more about how we got started and what we've been doing. So yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, definitely excited to have you both here. And Marcel, I know we were talking before the podcast that you are COO there, right? You wanna share about your journey, working experience with Broccoli AI, and then we'll come to AJ. We'll just start with you first.
Sure. Yes. Well, I thank you, Mandy, for having us today. And I am a plumbing contractor here in Sacramento, California. I've had a plumbing shop for quite a while, been in the trades 30 years. So when you say born and dying in the trades, that's
Yeah.
me. My dad was a plumber. His dad was a plumber. I've got three brothers that were plumbers, and so I'm definitely steeped in the trades industry. And I was looking for some new things to do, and I've always been a little bit on the cutting edge and always wanting to bring new innovation to my company. And one day, these two amazing kids walked into my office, AJ and Audie, and they didn't necessarily have a product at the time. They had AI in their hands, which I call liquid gold. And I thought I just immediately really fell in love with them. And I welcomed into the office. They said, "Hey, we can build you something that might work and help solve a problem," which was this after hours thing, right? Nobody
Right.
had after hours answering services. So we sat down and with a little bit of insight from me and a little of their incredible engineering background, we created a product that I knew was going to make life beautiful for a lot of my friends in the industry. And so that's how it all started.
That's a great story. And look at you guys, the growth, the impact in the home service industry is massive. So love it. Thanks for sharing, Marcel.
Yeah.
AJ, yeah, you're making big moves here in the industry, home service industry. What made you want to build something for the trades? But let's go back a little bit, like your background, your story from engineer to trades. Just share it with us so that our audience will get to know more about you.
Yeah. So my story is still very young, but it's a long story. It's not like we just started this company and it just worked out.
Right.
Anybody in the business knows like there's that phase where you're trying to figure out what works, what does not work.
Yeah.
So started this business like this company 4 years ago. My co-founder and I were pursuing something different. It was not building an AI agent for trades, but it was more around helping electrical contractors. Um, it was more around energy management. So we had a glimpse, we had an interaction with a lot of other contractors as well.
Hmm.
And we love them. We are a customer first company. We never started the company to build AI agents.
Right.
It's just a solution to solve a problem, but we are always like we are servants for the customer. That's our motto. That is how we started the business. So yeah, we were always interested in the trades, but we were just not pursuing this current idea. And we just asked them last summer is like, what's the most painful problem? What are you thinking about when you're driving back home after work? What's going on in your mind or heads that's just hard to solve? And after going door to door and speaking to 140 contractors here in
Hmm.
the Bay Area last summer,
Right.
Marcel was one of them. We used to just go in and say like, "Hey, we're just kids trying to figure it out, trying to learn more about like family-owned plumbing businesses. Do you have a
Right.
minute to talk to us?" And we used to just talk about their lives. And then we eventually discovered that call center was a mess.
Oh.
Answering services exist, but it's not a it's hard for them to be personalized for each business if you're answering
Hmm.
calls for 50 companies. So it's just a broken system from day one. So we were just like, we care about the customer. If that's the most painful problem, we'll figure out a way to solve it. And
Mm,
AI was the solution. So even today, we don't consider ourselves as an AI call center,
right.
even the product, but we're more like we're an AI partner for the trades, and we'll do much more for them to solve a lot of problems.
Love it, love it. What a great story. And I always say your vibe attracts your tribe, and you attracted Marcel, or Marcel, you attracted AJ. Like, and I think
Yeah.
it was, I think stars were aligned, and this was meant to be. And so proud of you both. I know. Just follow up a question on that. Like, you talk a lot about solving real problems, not just building cool tech. What was the biggest aha moment when working with Marcel, the plumber?
Yeah, I think what she told us, like just the first sentence was very powerful. She spent 5 grand on an answering service
Hmm.
that books at around 30%. So imagine you're spending $5,000 and you're getting 10 leads over the weekend. You're losing seven of them. So
Right.
there should be a better way, and you can't afford, it's just not economical to hire an in-house CSR to answer calls over the weekend when
Hmm.
you don't have a high volume. So that was very insightful. We were like, it's a painful problem and they're spending a lot of money.
Right.
So a lot of customers have a lot of problems, but they're not even spending money to solve it because it's not the most painful problem. But a problem where you're already trying to find a solution and somebody's paying for it it was genuinely like one of the hardest problems for her to solve.
Hmm.
Uh, that was the most insightful thing. And we saw the recurring theme across the other 140 contractors we spoke with.
Hmm.
Nobody had any solution, but everybody knew that this is a problem and they've tried out so many solutions. So it was very evident when she mentioned she's spending 5 grand on an answering service.
Yeah, that's like, you looked at it like, that's the, spend, and the ROI is definitely
Yeah.
not there. And we found that like, okay, now it's time to, come up with like, solution that's gonna work even offline hours or the weekends, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Great, great. So, Marcel, so how exactly does Broccoli AI work in a contractor's day-to-day operations, since you are, living day and night in operations, right? And what are the some surprising things contractors are using it for?
Yeah, I think that's a great question for AJ, because I can just speak to my experience.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. We both can
the
answer. Yeah.
beginning experience for us was obviously the answering service, right? Biggest pain point for my company. And when we employed it, now keep in mind this was a year ago when we first employed it. We were still getting used to AI. All of us were trying to figure out what was this AI and what's it
Yeah.
doing and what's it for. And so, but I just immediately gravitated towards it because of the things it could do that a human couldn't. It could pick up a phone at 2 o'clock in the morning and answer just as like it came to work, right? The first day,
Right.
just fresh and vibrant, and we could understand the AI. It would follow my script perfectly. It would treat the customers with empathy, and the customer
Yeah.
could understand the AI. And so immediately there were things that I had never had before and didn't have the means to even employ. So it was great. We still use that. But broccoli's become so much more now and is so integrated in what we do on a day to day. And I think AJ would be the one to answer all those great questions because I know we just use a little bit of it, but there's other companies that are using a lot of it. So
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to add to Marcel's point, like just some basic numbers. Every Broccoli client has replaced their answering service with Broccoli. So 100% calls after hours overflow. A lot of them don't replace a CSR that they lost. Like let's say they quit, it's all right. Broccoli will take care of those calls. So we're not going after and replacing call centers. That's naive to think like you can just replace a call center and say
Yeah.
that it's going to answer every call. If
Yeah.
you it's still a people's problem. If a customer is calling you at 9 p.m. or 5 p.m.,
Right.
there's an emergency going on. So you still need that human touch, but we are very well equipped to handle almost all calls that come in. So we see a 22% increase in revenue across Broccoli customers. There's 30% increase in the lead conversion, And as Marcel mentioned, Broccoli has now evolved into much more than just answering the incoming calls. We can do outbound phone calls and
Hmm.
SMS campaigns to book more jobs when 3 days out, you know that you don't have enough
Oh wow,
jobs.
outbound as well.
Outbound agents, yes. And then the speed to lead aspect is also pretty interesting, where you're spending, and when the you'll agree to that you spend so, like, you put in a lot of hard work to run campaigns, ads that work and convert. And then
Right,
what happens? Somebody, a customer calls the office at 9 p.m.
right.
They
It's a
don't pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speed to lead
So
is everything, and they're losing that, and the over
yeah.
competitor. Yeah,
Yeah. And then they come back to the marketing agency, like, we are not getting enough jobs. It's like maybe
yeah,
they're not converting at a better rate. So we respond to Google LSA leads, Yelp, Angie, where Broccoli can make an outbound phone call and also obviously follow up via text or messaging platforms. So therefore we just care about any problem that our customers have. So speed to lead was a problem, and Broccoli has solved that as well. So it's more like, yeah,
Hmm.
any across any channel, Broccoli is going to respond and try to convert it.
That's amazing. Like, you saw that, like, challenge their speed to lead, and now you have outbound service as well, which is amazing, and with text messaging services, so that at least acknowledging
Yeah.
to the leads. If not, like, getting back to them, like, on the operations day, which is next day. That's amazing. Love it. And the stats that you have shared, that's very, very impressive. That companies have seen 22% overall growth, right? That's right.
Yeah, in revenue. Yeah.
Great, great.
Yeah,
And
Mandeep, I can share just an experience too, even
please.
with just the after hours. The first weekend that we employed Broccoli, we had an incredible, like a record number of booked calls. We would
Wow.
normally on a weekend get 2 to 3 calls. I did have a tech on call, but we never routinely had a lot of calls on the weekend. The first weekend we had Broccoli, we had 18 booked calls, which
Wow.
told me that something was up, right? Either our answering service wasn't catching them before, or the customer was getting frustrated and hanging up because of long wait times, dot, dot, dot. So the next weekend, I held my breath. I thought, is it going to happen again? And it did, and it did, and it did. So true experience there was just incredible. 900% growth for me on a weekend. It was amazing, and obviously paid for itself right away. And the other thing, that when we first tried the Yelp leads, our
Mm.
first experience with Broccoli picking up a Yelp lead, the speed to lead, a customer engaged with our bot because the bot immediately responded to the customer. The customer said, "Oh my gosh, that was so fast."
Yeah.
And because they didn't realize they were talking to a bot, they didn't realize that they weren't speaking with someone from our office. They thought they had really engaged with someone in the office, and went
I,
all the way and booked the lead, got the call. I mean, it was amazing. And that was a call that came in for a water heater late at night that I would have otherwise never gotten, because the next morning would have been too late.
Right.
So
That's amazing. And as you know, like, we all know about, like, Yelp, like, a lot of contractors, they have a hard time, like, in dealing with,
yeah,
like, Yelp leads. It works great in West Coast. I don't know what's the magic
yeah,
there in West
that
Coast,
works out here for sure. Yeah.
this is here.
right?
Yeah.
Right, California, or like overall West Coast. It works great because we run Google ads, all those Google campaigns. But there are, like, existing clients, they have been using Yelp. It works great there. But I'm glad that you figured out on the Yelp part, and that is also working pretty good. Very
Yes,
impressive.
great.
I want to give a special shout out to Rilla, the sales coaching AI software that holds the technicians accountable and gives them the support and guidance they need to maximize all the opportunities you spend your hard-earned money on.
I want to give special shout out to Grow Reviews, one of our sponsors, America's first platform to capture instant text and video reviews. If a picture is 1,000 words, a video is worth a million. Book a demo with Grow Reviews by visiting website www.growreviews.com, and you can get in touch with their sales reps to book a demo. So some people hear AI and think it's not for them or too complicated. What do you say to the home service pros who feel that way?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, and nobody has an answer to that. It's again, what are you trying to optimize for in your business? Reason why people like Marcel are using AI is to
Yeah.
not find a cheaper alternative to humans. That's wrong. That is not what we propose. And broccoli is not I don't consider broccoli as a cheap service. It's like $100 per month and just
No,
like,
it's a premium
it,
service.
yeah, it's more like broccoli is replacing bad experiences for a customer. The bad experience can be long wait times. It can be talking to somebody that does not understand what they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
Uh, it can be a bad experience from like I booked a service, but the technician never showed up because the answering service never booked a job, never dispatched a technician. So that is what Broccoli is trying to solve. If you can hire more humans,
Hmm.
you should do that, because if a human can provide a better service than an AI, you should do that. But if you can't do that and you're trying to hack together solutions, the AI in its current form today itself is so much better than all the other solutions that existed before AI. And this is the worst AI can be today. It's just going up.
Yeah.
So we are very confident on how AI is going to evolve. It's not a cheaper alternative or just okay, I can't hire enough people. I'm going to throw AI at it. It's more like I'm trying to optimize and I'm trying to give the best experience to my customers. Therefore, I'm choosing AI because it's much better than deploying or working with an answering service that does not know anything about my business, that does not have
Yeah.
anything of my
Yeah.
customer. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think recently there are like our clients they want to know more about like AI CSRs like available in the market, and we send it your way. And tell us like more about like the integrations. 90% of our clients they're using Service Titan, House Call
Yeah.
Pro. Yeah, I don't see like there are other CRMs available like for the startups, Jobber, and I think there's Serve-Centrics, but majorly is Service Titan has dominated, right? So is that like is Broccoli AI integrated to major CRMs like Service Titan, House Call Pro, and how does that work?
Yeah. Again, like this question is also very important for any client or any contractor that's hearing this. It's like the AI is an employee, and the AI is only because the AI needs to work on the systems, work on top of the systems, which are their FSMs like Service Titan, House
Yeah.
Corporate, and there's a long tail of other software companies. Broccoli is an official technology partner with Service Titan. We
Oh wow.
natively integrate with them, and we do basically everything that a human would do in Service Titan. So it means clicking the green bubble so that the attribution is there and you disposition the call the right way. If it's a reoccurring service, Broccoli marks that as a reoccurring service in Service Titan. So that's
Yeah.
a integration when we fetch data from Service Titan, but we also put the data back in Service Titan. We book the job on the dispatch board, understand their scheduling logic, whether it's ACP or the new ADP rules. So we understand
Mhm.
all of that. What we've seen is that there are some other software companies that we do integrate with, which is like House Call Pro. But
Right.
what we've seen is we want to create the best experience for our customers. And if the systems underneath don't expose the most important data, which is the dispatch board, we think
Exactly. Yeah.
we don't do justice for what we charge, because we know our ROI is the most important thing. If we charge $1,000 per month,
Yeah.
our ROI should be over, like right now it's at over 1100%. So we want to cater to that segment of customers where we can just wow them. And Broccoli is growing, and
Yeah.
as we evolve, we want to cater to more companies and more clients. But for now, that is where we are in terms of our integrations.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Proud of you all because without that integration, I think it's very, very like, challenging to show if it's working or not because
Yeah.
there has to be a connection with your product, with the Service Titan or any, CRM home service industry is using. And 1100 person ROI, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Ve-
what a great number here.
it's the core thesis. Like whenever we release a new module or feature, we don't charge for it because we want to see the ROI first. If there's not enough ROI, that product is not worth using for anyone. So we're very confident on the value we'll provide. And like it's not just the inbound agents. Now our outbound agents have added more ROI because it's much easier to use your existing customer base rather than spending more money on just ads where it's hard and competitive nowadays. So that is one of the good channels to utilize, and yeah, therefore the ROI has just increased because of that.
Yeah, you made a very good point here because we run digital marketing agency where Google ads, Google Maps, and then local service ads, SEO, and now what we have seen that like with AI shift, we have totally evolved, and we are focusing on AEO, zero click traffic is
Yeah.
coming. Google Maps rankings, SEO rankings, we see a lot of less calls, right? Because of
Mhm.
AI overview. So that shift
Yeah.
is like, it was very, very important. Now, I want to ask you, this question is for both of you from operations and tech side. So Marcel and AJ, what were some of the biggest mistakes or lessons you learned in building for the trades, especially coming from tech and operations background? Maybe we'll start with Marcel. Marcel, you want to answer first?
Well, I'm not quite sure I fully understand the question. The biggest mistakes of,
Yeah, some of the biggest mistakes or lessons you learned in building, for the trades, especially for the home service industry, in building Broccoli AI, you both together, coming from operations and tech background.
well, I know this is going to sound this is
Yeah,
going to sound strange, but um, we've been winning every day. And I can just say the reason for that is because of the philosophy that we've carried all the way through. And the reason AJ and Adi and I met is because AJ and Adi have worked so tirelessly to be on the ground floor
yeah,
with us, with me,
yeah,
shoulder to shoulder, right here at my desk, asking me what my problems are and how can they fix them. And you know what, Mandy, that has not changed. It hasn't changed one bit. They are still, and so if there was any mistake, I would say maybe it's they're not in the office enough because they're out in the world with the contractors.
Yeah.
They spend hours and hours and hours on the road next to their contractors to really hear what is the problem and how can we solve it for you. And that's not going to change. That's how we built, that's how we've grown. And that's our mandate, is to bring something healthy to every single contractor that we meet. And I just think, talking about mistakes, I'm sure there are some. Maybe maybe AJ can think of a few, but the only one I can think of is, gosh, I'd love to have them back at home base a little bit more, but
yeah.
it's not going to change. We're going to keep doing
Yeah.
that till the end. So
Awesome, love it.
Yeah. So what we've converted, or we've changed our biggest, like what we thought was a disadvantage to a huge advantage, is that we don't come from the trades.
Yeah,
We are just great engineers. So from day one, we knew that we don't know anything about this market and what our clients want. So
yeah,
what's way to learn is to go and talk to them and let them tell us what's the problem. And then we take that problem and work backwards to build a solution. So the disadvantage of not having any insight about this market and the
yeah,
customer trying to go after, it's just like we don't have any biases. We don't sit in a conference room in San Francisco and debate on what we should build next, because we are not the best people to decide that. It's the contractor who's in the field who knows what their pain points are.
yeah.
So Marcel's point, like we were in Boise and Salt Lake at the start of this week. We just came back last night. And
Yeah.
next week to Oklahoma City to onboard another company. It's like every company is unique. We don't impose broccoli on anyone. We don't take any company for granted.
Yeah.
So therefore, like there were a lot of learnings for sure. We've made so many mistakes, and we
Yeah.
did things, and we always go back and it's like we can't do that. And it has worked really well, where you don't have any biases, you don't have any other assumptions. You take your customers' word for what it is, and then just be a good engineer. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Learned like, from going out in the field and meeting your customers, boots on the ground, and seeing what are the challenges and what's gonna work the best, and you come back and you make changes, tweaks, or like new innovations in your product to make sure you're delivering the
Mhm.
results, right? That's
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, love the journey. Like overall, it feels like it's like, magical journey. You guys, how you guys met and created this product, and it's working fine. booking jobs, like, you're actually like solving problems
Mhm.
and amazing ROI that, home service contractors are, seeing that. That's amazing. All right, let's come into the last segment here. What does the future look like for Broccoli AI and for the contractors who adopt this early?
Yeah. And we 100% believe that AI is still in its early days. And
Hmm.
with time, it's just going to become like we just use it. Like you're going to use it in your personal lives to order a pizza, to call a plumber. You're going to use it internally to optimize your operations. So we don't create any kind of fear or uncertainty around like use like jump on the ship today, otherwise you're going to be left behind. It's
Yeah,
like on it's just if you care about your customers, you'll find the best solution. And today we believe AI is one of the best solutions out there. So it's just like a no-brainer for us. If we think about it, we use AI internally at Broccoli to build
mm,
so much stuff. I've educated myself about how to hire the first marketing hire because I've never done marketing. So that's helped me personally as well to evolve and learn. So I think it's a great and very powerful technology. From a Broccoli point of view, we are a company that is
mm,
we treat ourselves as an AI partner for the
you're right.
trades.
Yeah,
We never started the company to build an AI call center. So Broccoli is evolving. We don't do this for other companies or other industries like financial services or
right.
insurance companies. Yet just like as you said, Mandeep, at the start of the call, we were not born in the trades, but we're going to die for the trades. So
Yeah,
uh, laser focused, and you'll see Broccoli evolve into doing much more. We care about the technician, we care about
right.
the teacher. So Broccoli is going to evolve and try to automate the business and make it more efficient and delightful for the end customer as well.
That's amazing. You gave me goosebumps here. Like, yeah, I love what you said, right? And again, like as the owner of like agency, just home service industry, not any other niche. We are born for the trades, and we're gonna die for the trades.
Yeah.
That's I think it's in our DNA, and you are evolving, learning every single day. It's not like, you have built the product and let's forget. Yeah, I think things doesn't work like that. You have to keep evolving, keep learning and
Yeah.
implementing with the real experiences, what with the feedback, right? You're always open to the feedback. How can you improve and implement new things? So that's amazing. My last one, maybe you both can answer. If you could give one piece of advice to a contractor who wants to grow but doesn't know where to start, what would it be?
Marcel, I am going to let you go. You have
Sure.
like
Well,
Yeah.
that
30
was
years
me.
of
That was me a
experience.
year ago,
Yeah.
right? As a matter of fact, I swore up and down I'd never have AI in my company. Not going to do it. Going to take care of my customers. Going to keep all my real people. And it was a very scary transition. But I think when you're in the right hands with the right people that are providing the right AI, it's peace of mind. And AI came at the right time for me. It was just a little bite. I like to say, take a bite of broccoli. It's good for you. It's just a little bite. And if that's all the more you do, and if it's, chat GPT or if it's broccoli or if it's just one little thing, just take a little bite. And I think it's just that's where it has to start, right? Just one little step at a time. But yeah, I'm a full believer. Broccoli is fully integrated here. And I've never looked back once and regretted a single decision that I made with bringing AI on. It's been amazing.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm equipped to give advice to any contractor. We still are very young and trying to figure out and learn more about this industry. But yeah, if they give us like if they're open-minded and just take a bet on broccoli, we'll make sure that we do a pretty good job and we'll just take great care of them. So yeah, just give us an opportunity and we want to just prove ourselves. So that's it.
Love it. Love it. You both are so down to earth and running company. I just want to say, like, wish you all the best. You are definitely making big moves in the industry, and there are a lot of, like, AI companies, or they are putting out a lot of BS AI that I feel like, contractors are being,
Yeah.
people are taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
With real AI, I think that's definitely going to provide value, and they can see ROI right there,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I just want to thank quickly, I just want to thank our sponsors, Rilla and Grow Reviews. Thank you so much for the love and support, the audience that you're listening. Recently, I just got email yesterday. We have got 10,000 downloads, so appreciate all the love and support.
Yay.
Thanks, AJ, Marcel. And last thing, how can home service industry owner, like, if they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to contact you? Is it the website? We're gonna link everything in the description.
Yeah, I think for sure, like they can visit our website, which is simply broccoli.com. And it's a double C. So yeah. Uh, and they can actually do a live demo on the website itself. They can speak to an AI agent even before getting on a call with us so that we can address the elephant in the room, which is how does the AI even sound? So they can go to the Broccoli website, and if they feel like this is something they'd be interested in trying out or exploring further, they can always schedule a demo call with us through the website.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much again for coming on my show. It was like, my honor and pleasure to have you. And we'll release this podcast, I think, in a couple of weeks. And we'll share the entire media files with you guys. And again, keep crushing it. You guys are making good moves here. Learned a lot.